Alright, so in this video, I'm going to show you 5 literally dead simple ways to tell if an online coach of any sort of fitness coach, any sort of online coach at all really, but obviously with reference to fitness and health, is real and if it's actually going to get you results and it's worth following versus if it's a scam. Now, firstly, I'm a very skeptical person when it comes to the internet as well. I don't believe half the things on the internet, be that other fitness coaches, mentors, online coaches of any sort, right? I want to keep this video very short and sweet. I have some notes on my laptop, but first of all, I'm just going to keep it real with you. The fitness space in general is flooded with fake coaches. It is, because I'm in the space. I've been in the space for like almost a decade. So I know about the fake coaches, right? I know about the PDF meal plans that are literally the same. I know about the cookie cutter training plans, and I know about making an investment and you realize that they just don't care. You realize nothing is actually tailored to you. Like, they promise you the world, but then they literally ghost you as well. They don't actually care, okay? I know it exists not only because I've been in the space, but because I've talked to that many people over the years that literally say how they've been burnt in the past. And it breaks your trust. It breaks even your effort to just give it one more go, because you've just been burnt so many times. And I don't just mean with coaches. I mean, like, even with like shreds and like these things that are diet plans or diets in general that are just marketed so well, but they either leave you back at square one or you get results, but they're not maintainable results, okay? So the first point I want to make very clear is, like, I get why you're skeptical. I get why maybe you book a consultation and then you don't show up and you don't prioritize it. Like, I get all of that, okay? I really do. And I just want to give you some pointers so that you can figure out what's a scam versus what's real, okay? First of all, obviously, this really is only for ex-athletes who are 30 to 50, because otherwise it's not really tailored to you in terms of the advice I'm going to give you. But if you are 30 to 50, you are an ex-athlete to some degree, you're trying to lose weight or change your body in any way, shape or form, well then what I'm going to say will directly align with your situation. Because obviously I'm talking about fitness, but I'm also talking about being an ex-athlete. And my camera is going to die, so I might switch to my phone. This isn't going to last very long. Alright, so first one is, if you jump on a consultation or a meeting, right, with, you know, me or any of my team members, and they like pitch you within the first 5 minutes, they don't care, okay? Firstly, I don't do that. None of my team members do that, but I know many people do that, okay? And they don't actually ask you enough questions about your current situation, injuries, pains, you know, roadblocks, desires. They don't ask you enough questions because they don't actually care, right? And you would notice if you've ever had a conversation with me on the DMs that I'm asking you a lot of questions because I actually care. And I also don't want to, like, you know, potentially jump on a call with you, or one of my team members jumps on a call with you if you're not really a suitable fit from what we know anyway, right? So I remember I had this one lady, and last year, and she was like, I've never had a 45-minute conversation with someone who has asked me so many questions, and I just know that you care. So yes, let's do it, you know? And that's the difference there. How to spot it, though, without jumping on a call is, obviously, if they ask you questions, okay? Or if you actually are on a conversation with them, particularly a video call, like, are they having a real conversation with you? Or are they, like, reading off some sort of, like, script, like some sort of, like, salesman or saleswoman? Because real coaches, they listen. They don't sell. I'm not here to sell anything. Okay, if anything, I want you to actually buy because you are that invested, that interested, and that desperate to change. And you know, guess what happened? Not only did my camera die, but my phone isn't charging, but I still want to make this video. So we are sitting in my brother's gaming chair. and I'm gonna get this video done, because at the end of the day, it doesn't actually matter what my background looks like. It matters that you understand what I'm saying. And what actually truly matters is as to whether you can understand the difference between what is real online and what is a fucking scam. So let's just get back to it. Judge me all you like. I'm not in my normal place. I'm looking after some family members at the moment. Why? Because I'm a human being. I'm real, okay? All right, so moving on. To dial in what I just spoke about, which was my first point, which is that real coaches, they listen, and you can make that investment later. You shouldn't be making that investment up front or pressured to make that investment, right? And so real coaching, it does start with listening. It doesn't start with selling. And if anything, I want you to actually buy because you want to buy. Myself or my team members should never have to sell to you. It really is just a genuine conversation between one person and another person, okay? Second thing is that real coaches, they show up after the investment is made. Now, what I do, is it free? Of course it isn't, okay? I literally have a Bachelor of Biomedical Science, BSc Sports Nutrition, Cert 3-4 in fitness. Not to mention I was a professional athlete sponsored by Porsche for over a decade. I know what I'm doing, so it's not free. No, okay? But a lot of coaches, they will make like their best first impression ever, right? And then after it, you're just like, you're literally sold. Like, whether it's like your own life hits and then you crash and you stop doing what you're meant to be doing. Maybe they don't even have habits for you and it's just a nutrition plan and a training plan. Or like you just start missing workouts because life gets busy or something happens, right? And they're not holding your feet to the fire because they just don't care, all right? So a coach should be in your corner. They should be holding your feet to the fire within a coaching program, yes, but also like, here's a good tip. Here's something to look out for. Do they even show up on social media consistently? If they don't show up consistently on social media, chances are that they can't show up consistently as a coach within their own coaching space, right? Even, you know, an example of this is one of my clients, Carolina. She's very busy. She's a lawyer. And like I always check in with my clients regardless as to whether they're ticking everything off or not. Because I do care. But yeah, she literally reaches out to me all the time. She's like, sorry, I didn't get back to you straight away. Just been busy with work. But like you checking in means actually a lot more to me than you'd know, right? And that's the difference. A real coach, you know, a real coach should check in with you, but a real coach also doesn't disappear once you've made the investment. And so if you haven't actually been in someone's program before, again, I don't consider what I do a program because it's so tailored to each individual. It's not a cut and paste scenario. But yeah, a real coach is going to hold your feet to the fire. Like I will send you a voice message if you do not tick something else. I will ask you if everything's going okay. And yeah, ask yourself as well, like we're all real human beings at the end of the day. So do these other online coaches, do they still show up when life is hard? Do you think my life is easy right now if I'm not in my usual office? I'm at home in my brother's gaming chair filming this video. Obviously something is going on, but I'm still showing up. Okay, that's the difference. Do they also, you know, show up for you when you're not on track, when you're not getting results, or when you're not doing your weigh-ins? Do they still show up when you miss a check-in? Do they punch you in the butt and kind of just say, hey, you missed your check-in, what the fuck is going on? Like, hope everything is okay, but what's going on? Why did you miss your check-in? You can't miss your check-in, right? Like, my caliber is excellence in everything that I do. It's the same with my clients, all right? So yeah, a good pointer is like to see if they show up online consistently regardless of what is going on in their life. And if you don't even really have an idea of what they're like as a human being, then they're probably not that authentic as a coach either, you know? Overall idea here, I have it in my notes, is that you don't need like this hype man or woman or this person to motivate you. What you need is someone who's there for you when it does get messy. I've jumped on that many one-on-one calls when my clients' lives get messy, like their personal life, divorces, breakups, change of jobs, you name it, life stress, and, I'm there for them. Third one is real coaches will give you a plan that is built for you, all right? Not this like generic cookie cutter meal plan or a training plan that's built for a 20-year-old bodybuilder and you're a 40-year-old male who wants to get into running again. No, fuck that. Like, your plans have to be tailored to you, all right? And that's something that, my clients say in their testimonial videos. You'll be able to see what I mean by that. If you haven't, I have a client results highlight story on my Instagram. It's the star one, full of testimonials so you can see for yourself. But yeah, so at the end of the day, a lot of these online coaches or shreds or whatever it is, beach body programs, they're generalized programs. So of course it's not going to work for you. Like, don't get caught up in the marketing. I, by all means, don't really care if this video looks all edited and flashy and fancy or not, because I know the value of what I'm talking about is valuable. I'm not trying to buy you in by pretty colors and fancy edits and things like that, right? Like, it's nice to have, but it doesn't really change anything at the end of the day. A bit of a story as well. So I had this client, well, I still have this client, right? And he's only been with me for about 30 days at the time of filming this. And he had baby number one on the way. He also was training for roughly a decade anyway, so he understood how to train. And he also has an ACL that never fully rehabilitated, lots of compensation issues. He was holding that extra little bit of fat, but his primary goal was to actually build muscle. And so not only did we design his training program around his injury, in fact, we tackled his injury. We didn't ignore his injury. We went to the injury and said, hey, let's heal this, right? That's an example of it being tailored to him. All of his workouts are tailored to him, to the exercises and the equipment that he can do in his own garage. I got him to send me a list of all of the equipment in his own at-home gym garage that he has. That has to be tailored to him, right? Same with nutrition and everything else. And so, he also works minimum 12 hours, sometimes 24-hour days. And he's not a 20-year-old anymore. Like, he's not this young dude. And he has other priorities, right? And so every little bit of what we planned for him was tailored to him, right? And that's why it works. And that's why 30 days in, he's already hit his weight goal. Now, mind you, he didn't have to lose like 30 pounds. I think he lost about 14 pounds in that time span. Just had to shred off the extra bit of fat and now we'll lean bulk. But that's the reason it worked. That's the reason why every single week he was progressing, every single week, regardless of his crazy work schedule and his wife being, in her third trimester, he was able to still tick off the habits and get to where he wants to be because it's so tailored to him. If it's so tailored to you, you can't mess up. Like, you literally have to be dumb to not be able to follow it or to choose not to follow it. Like, literally. Like, that's why it works, okay? And so something to ask yourself about these online coaches is, do they give you a plan that's tailored to your needs and your goals and your lifestyle, or do they give you their template, right? That's the difference there. So again, if the plan is not built for your needs, it's just not going to last. Fourth one is real coaches talk about progress and not miracles. I'm not going to sell you the fact that you can lose 30 pounds in 30 days because, well, could you? Absolutely you could if you dieted really hard and were in this huge deficit and blah, 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 blah. But I'm not going to sell you that because that's not what I do. I don't want you to do that anyway because that's terrible for your hormones, your overall state of health, and you've got other priorities where you have to put your energy towards it, those things, that you prioritize. And it's setting you up for failure in the long run, right? Anyone who loses 30 pounds in 30 days, I don't know, someone sold me that, I wouldn't believe them, and that's just a straight up lie. Like, it sounds great, but think about the realistic perspective on it. It's not realistic. It's not sustainable. It will fuck with your hormones, okay? So a real coach, you know, firstly, they'll tell you the truth, even when it's not that exciting, right? Like I've had some clients lose 44 pounds in 16 weeks. 16 weeks, not 4 weeks. Huge difference there. And he was a male. Women, they lose weight a little bit more slower because we go through these menstrual cycles, okay? And so that's the truth. I'm not going to promise you these quick results, because at the end of the day, I don't want to promise you quick results when that's not what I do or what I get for my clients. We get long-term results. Difference is if you lose weight, yeah, a little bit slower, you're going to be able to keep it off long-term because you built the right habits. You didn't fuck with your hormones. You dialed in the right mindset, all these kinds of things, right? And so the truth is, like fat loss, if you do it too quickly, it does come back. Half of you watching this video have lost weight and then put the weight back on. Why? Why'd you put it back on? I want you to answer that for yourself. You're smart enough. There's a reason why. And that is what we avoid. I want my clients to lose weight and never, ever, ever have to come back to me or anyone else. And so that is what sustainable weight loss is, okay? We have an ex-athlete sustainable weight loss method. That is what we do, right? And it's sustainable, all right? And you can see, like, the video testimonials, all of my clients speak very genuinely and authentically because they really loved the process. They finish it and feel like a completely different human being. Not just by the body, that's the easy part, but like mentally. Fast, when it comes to weight loss, even muscle gain as well. Fast isn't forever. If someone gains 10 pounds of lean muscle tissue in 30 days, they're probably on some sort of steroid. That's the truth, okay? So, but don't buy into bullshit results. Real results, they are built over time, right? Fifth one, real coaches teach you how to lead yourself, okay? At the end of the day, the goal is for you to not only learn how to hold yourself accountable, but deeper than that, actually dial in the mindset, the habits, the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the actions, the behaviors, and the decisions of the 2.0 version of you, sorry. So that you don't need a coach for the rest of your life. You can continue to win without me, right? Like I want my clients to feel leaving not only confident and independent and in control of their health, but also have the right habits with eating, with alcohol, with eating out, with exercise, with everything. Because the reason that they didn't in the first place was because all of those habits were not in sync and they didn't align with the 2.0 version of them. And so, you know, I've even had this client, Jess, who says like she's lost a lot of weight already, over 20 pounds so far. And, you know, she tells me all the time, like, it's the mindset. Like, I'm just a completely different human being. The conversations I'm having with friends even, I just can't seem to, like, you know, relate to them in the same way. And it's not because, you know, she hates her friends or that her friends are bad people. It's just her mindset is so different, right? And she's healed her relationship with food in ways that, like, I don't even have enough time for on this video. So ask yourself, are these coaches that you've tried in the past or programs that you've tried in the past, are they trying to make you dependent? Coaches will try and make you dependent on them so that they can sell you for another 6 months. So that then you stay in their program for life. I'm very smart. I've been in this space for a very long time. That is what they will do. Or are they teaching you how to lead yourself? Are they teaching you how to build the mindset and the habits so that you don't depend on them? The idea is you become independent, right? I'm not here to babysit. And so the best coaches, they don't just give you the body, they give you the mindset and they give you your power back and build your power if it was missing in the first place, right? So that's that, really. They're all of my notes. If you've been burned before, I'm sorry. I hear you. I get it. I really do. And one thing I want to finish with is, like, And I know this sounds a little like, yeah, of course you'd say that. But in all honesty, I don't want you to let one bad decision you made in the past burn yourself from making a very good decision today or in the future, right? Like if you let that one, for example, dating, let's just say you had a really bad dating experience, okay? That person was a bad person, didn't treat you right, whatever. Are you gonna let that one dating scenario or relationship, like genuine relationship, deter you from ever finding your dream man or your dream woman? No. If you're married right now, did you like have a bad experience and then have to date quite a few people or go on a couple of dates before you met your dream person? Like majority of people are going to say, yeah, I didn't meet my dream person when I was 14 in high school or whatever, right? And it's the same with coaching, okay? So don't let that hold you back, okay? Let it be a lesson though, and definitely learn from the lessons of what to look out for so that you know what's real versus fake. And if you're tired of, you know, trusting these people that don't show up for you, that don't create plans to like tailored to your needs, a place where you don't feel supported, etc. I'm sorry that happened to you, but don't let it burn you. Otherwise, you're just self-sabotaging and keeping yourself stuck by buying into a bad experience that you had in the past. So with that being said, you know, if you are an ex-athlete, 30 to 50, wanting to get into the best shape of your life, heal injuries, whatever it is, you know what I do. If you don't know what I do, I have a full program breakdown video. I'll tag it at the end of this video. You know, you can drop a comment, but I'm not gonna, you know, force you to book in the chat or anything like that, because I know if you want to book in the chat, you'll just go head to my website and book it in that way. So that's it for today. I hope this was valuable for you. Again, I've been in the space for almost a decade, like the online coaching space, and you know, it's always adapting and changing a little bit, but more and more people are being burned by these online scams. And I'm the most skeptical person ever when it comes to online coaches, like within any sort of like niche, be that fitness, mentorship, whatever. Like you can literally put on your own Instagram bio right now, real estate agent, and you're not a real estate agent, right? I really do get it, but I hope this helped you out. I hope it served you. And just know that you deserve better. You deserve better within a coaching space. You deserve better within your own personal life. And so I'm here whenever you're ready. But that's it for today's video, guys. Thanks for putting up with my shitty background. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.